Hello, Rama Popoda. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with Maurice Friedman. For the first instance, he was prepared to surrender himself to Bhagavan. He would work day and night at the factory. So much so, he became very successful within a short time. On weekends, he would go to Arunachala, where people would greet him with, "Here comes our Maurice." During his sojourn, he would talk to his friends and to Bhagavan, questioning Bhagavan often, and Bhagavan would tolerate it all. Bhagavan was spontaneous and natural, reflecting you like a mirror. When someone was totally immersed in spirituality, he too responded by giving himself to them. People in Ramana Ashramam commented on his frequently weekly visits. "Maurice, why do you not come once a month or maybe once in 2 months? You have to spend so much to come here." Maurice would reply, "What can I do? My battery can take only so much. Within a week, it dries up. I have to come here every week to be in Bhagavan's presence and get it recharged." Maurice was extremely close to Bhagavan. He gathered as much as he could about Vedanta, had discussions with others, and read up as much as possible about the Hindu scriptures. He read that if one wanted final emancipation, one had to take sannyas. He approached Bhagavan and inquired, "Bhagavan, this is what the Hindu scriptures say. Will you please give me sannyas?" Bhagavan remained silent. But you know our dear Maurice, he was persistent in his appeal. One day he approached Bhagavan on the hill and said, "Bhagavan, give me sannyas. I want to renounce the world and strive towards enlightenment." Bhagavan, in a very compassionate tone, answered, "Sannyas is taken from within, not from without." Maurice's face fell at the response. Bhagavan, like a mother, looked at Maurice and explained, "You are already a sannyasin. Why do you want to take up orchard robes?" Maurice did not give up. He kept asking Bhagavan for sannyas, and Bhagavan repeatedly answered, "There is no need for sannyas." So what did Maurice, with his ingenious, inventive brain, do? He went to Swami Ramdas, a realized soul, in Ananda Ashramam. Somehow he convinced Swami Ramdas to give him sannyas. Swami Ramdas gave him the outward sannyas that he so desperately desired. Maurice was given a new name. He was called Swami Bharatananda, which means one who delights staying in India. Maurice became close to Swami Ramdas. Once, Swami Ramdas told him, "Maurice, Swami Bharatananda, this is your last birth." Being a great sage, he could understand the greatness of Maurice Friedman. One day, while Bhagavan was coming down the hill, Maurice came and stood in front of him, dressed in the ochre robes and beads of a Hindu monk. Maurice was rather anxious because he wanted his master to approve of what he had done. Seeing him, Bhagavan started laughing. Then Bhagavan smilingly said to his attendant, "Hey, he looks like a buffoon in a circus." Maurice understood. All his life he had been a true sannyasin from within. Consequently, his attachment to wearing orchard robes continued only for a few more years. That is what Bhagavan meant when he said, "Sannyas is to give up attachment," because Maurice never had any kind of attachment. Even while working in the factory, Maurice led a very austere life. He refused to accept his monthly salary of 3,000 rupees, an incredibly huge amount in those days. He declined the amount, saying, "I do not want it. Give it to the workers' fund." As for sleeping, once the shop closed for the night, he slept on the porch of one of the shops. And what did this big boss, this top man working at the factory, have for lunch? While all the other workers trooped into the dining hall to eat the lunch that they had brought from home, Maurice would stand at the dining hall's entrance, clad in his ochre robes and with his begging bowl in his hands. This was in the spirit of a true sannyasin. The workers, who loved him very much, would first put something in the begging bowl before going into the dining room to eat. Not only that, Maurice stitched his own clothes. He wore only khadi pajamas and kurtas made out of cloth from the yarn that he himself had spun on the chakra, a traditional Indian spinning wheel. Even his footwear was stitched by him. He led a remarkably simple life, but he was happy and content. He didn't gloat about his way of life or relent from it. He was just tremendously happy. Maurice's association with Bhagavan remained close and regular. Just like the child questions the mother, so too Maurice put forth a lot of incisive questions to Bhagavan on the practical aspects of sadhana. It was not to satisfy his intellectual curiosity that he asked them. Bhagavan would patiently answer his questions. Maurice used to record these exchanges and then show the record to Bhagavan and get it corrected. This was later published as Maharishi's Gospel on the occasion of Bhagavan's 60th birthday in 1939. From that year onwards, his book has been guiding true seekers even until today. That's all, folks. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupote.